Welcome to the second half of KISS Community Connections, 103.1 KISS FM. I'm Phyllis Jones. I'm still your host. And we're still talking about what Copperas Cove residents need to do to get to the bottom of this issue. And we're talking about the petition, me and Joann. And Joann is on here because she lives in Copperas Cove. And, I've been reading about the issue, and I know a couple people who live in Cove, and I asked them, did they want to come on the show and talk about it? And, oh, boy, did I get some excuses.
Wow. Wow.
I got excuses. And until I talked to you last Sunday, I'm like, man, I don't want to talk about it by myself because I don't live in Cove. But, but like I said, the one thing that the residents need to do or can do to raise the voice is your petition. And like I said, you go to your city secretary, you have a little meeting, and you walk off with your petitions, and she lets you know the yeses, nos, what the percentage of voters you need, or people to sign it, and you sign it and you go. But before you do it, like I said, first, ask what the buyback is of the contract. Okay. You need to know that, because that's big time. If it's a lot of money, then you all know that, okay, we're stuck with that, so we need to work it out this way.
Okay. When you say so if I decide to go ahead and do this petition,
correct.
Once we have this meeting on the 5th, right. If I decide to go ahead and do it, my thing is, because my thing is going and talking to people who are registered voters. But if they aren't the only ones, of course, the problem that we're having is not going to be, it's not just for registered voters,
right? So
how can I overcome that issue, like getting. You know what I mean? But
okay, let's say you need. Okay, I can help with that. Let's say your percentage of voters, you only need 1,000 people. You probably need that many. But let's say you need 1,000 people to sign this petition to get this done. So let's just say that's what you need.
Okay.
You're gonna you can come back on the radio too and talk about it. But you're gonna publicly put out there, I'm going to be in the parking lot of Walmart from 10 to 4. Come out and sign this petition. And so let's say you need 1,000 people. People who are not registered voters sign it. But you make sure that 1,000 you need are.
I understand.
You see what I mean? So you don't tell people, oh, you can't sign it. But you make sure that 1,000 you need are registered voters. But you let everybody sign it. But then you go back yourself, because when they say, because they're gonna check it off, yes or no, whatever. You want to make sure that they are registered voters. But so that's what you do today. You don't turn any signatures away, because when the secretary turns it in, she's gonna turn it in as she got 1,500 people to vote. 500 aren't, 1,000 are. Who cares?
Oh, okay. You
see what I mean? But so you don't turn anybody down. And if you want to add more people being with it on you for the application and to get it done, the petition, then when you meet with the secretary, the city secretary, you might say, I'm Joann, and I don't know, a friend of yours named Deborah or whatever. Yeah. She will also be one part of it, which means you could be at HEB, she could be at Walmart, or you could be at the library, she could be here. Because you can't have multiple people doing this without them being on that paperwork that you originally got from secretary. Okay. The first thing people are going to check is that. Okay. Because they're going to say, well, she's doing it. Wait, she got a lady named this doing it over there. Okay, you're already out of compliance. Boom, you're dead. But when you see the secretary go, oh, no, she has herself, and she has Deborah, and she's got Fred and all, okay. So then now that person who disliked your petition got slammed because you did make sure that you have more than just you see what I mean, as the original person on that petition. Okay. So if you decide to do that, but when you decide to do it after the 5th, then you'll have what you really need done. Because like I said, you need to find out what was the problem with how you all handled the water in the first place. You want to know what was the problem then? Yeah. Because we see that the people who, they didn't lose their job, they just reshuffled them somewhere else in the city. That's according to the city's website. The people who had that job, they just reshuffled them somewhere else in the city. So they're not. Okay. So they didn't let them go. They reshuffled them, gave them other positions within the city itself. So they didn't lose their jobs. But what you need to find out is why did this even happen? Yeah. Why did this even go into the beginning? Yeah. And if you really want to know, you ask the secretary for a copy of the minutes.
Yeah, and that's those minutes. I'm pretty sure they're on the website. Like she showed me.
Well, you want open records requests because you want them in your hand.
Okay.
You do. Even though she said they're on the website, that's fine. Do an open records request and request them.
Okay.
Request them in open records. You always want to do that because I could tell you it's on the website and you could take hours and can't find it, and I can say, well, it's there. But if I follow open records request, you have to give it to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes.
And you
sense.
know what? If you get enough people to follow open records requests, it will drive your city crazy.
And see, I know. I mean, they've been like I said. You
would drive them literally out of because you know if you're the secretary and you got like 100 people coming in asking you for something, you can't do all your job anymore because you got all these people asking you for something. And I am the one that would do that. I really would. If you look at my I live in Killeen. If you look at my Facebook post, sometimes it gets way over there somewhere, way out there, way somewhere. Well, you should know.
Yeah. But
there are times when I'll post the city council's phone numbers, cell phone numbers. I'll put it on Facebook and I'm gonna say call them. And now when I tell you to call them, I've learned. I'm gonna tell you what to say too. Okay. I'm gonna say call them and ask them these following questions. And I'll get city council people. Phyllis, somebody said you put my phone number on Facebook. You're a public official. You don't have a private life. This is the cell phone number that the city gave you. This phone. So yeah. So yes, I did. I had people. Yes, I will. Because they're public officials. You don't have a private life.
Yeah.
Well, once you become a public official, your private life. I know you don't. You can't say, well, you know, it's Saturday, and I'm like, no. You're still a city council person. So you know, but you got to challenge them to that.
Absolutely.
Because you got to remember. They work for us.
Absolutely.
We don't work for them.
Absolutely. They're elected. I mean, because I you know, it's a thing of like you're talking about with this petition. If you're not actively involved by voting, you know, that's of course that's going to make sense to why are they going to listen to you if you're not going to, you know,
register to vote.
Yeah. So you need to register to vote. So I am all for that. I mean, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get results.
And after this is over, I'll give you someone else to contact who lives here who's as radical. She's trying to wait till the 5th. Okay. But also after that, I would like for you to come back and to update and let us know what happened.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you for coming on the show this morning.
Absolutely,
to being the one to say, "Oh yes, I'll go on."
Thank you. Yeah, this is near and dear.
This issue. And hopefully, what time is it? May 5th. What time?
It's from 5:30. It starts at 5:30.
Okay.
5:30 at the Civic Center.
Okay.
Right here in Copperas Cove. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank everyone else for listening to Kids Community Connections this morning. And I want you to always remember, you cannot lead a positive life with a negative mind. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye now.